Hi Zainab, am I audible to you? Am I audible, Zainab? Good evening, Arjun. Good evening, Sajal. Good evening, Arzu. Welcome back to the day two of series on clicks to clients. I hope you all enjoyed yesterday, and we are beginning with the session today. Let me just quickly share my screen so that we can start with the social media and LinkedIn. Right? Are you guys excited? Give me a yes in the chat till the time I share my screen. Okay, great, guys. Just give me a minute. I'll just be beginning in the next 30 seconds. Yeah, right. Zainab, can you please pin in the comments so that I can see whenever someone comments anything, I'll be able to see them on my screen. So just pin the comments, and I'll begin with my session. The topic for today is social media and LinkedIn masterclass. So, how many of you guys are active on LinkedIn? Like, I'm sure many of you would be. So this is going to be very interesting topic. So what are we going to cover today is we are going to cover how to leverage social media. We are going to cover what are the organic as well as the paid strategies that work on social media and otherwise. And the major topic for today would be the LinkedIn masterclass. So these are the three things that we will be covering today in very detail. So let's begin with the first one. That is, how can we leverage social media? Before that, those who did not attend yesterday's class, let me quickly brief you who I am. I am a corporate trainer and a public speaker. I'm a performance marketer where I coach and mentor people as well as I provide services to the clients. I'm a Google Developer Group's DevFest speaker and I am a proud Microsoft certified educator. So let's quickly begin of why are you using social media? Let's begin with this question. Do you use it for likes or you are actually using it for conversions? And by conversions, I mean it can be a client, it can be a interview call, it can be an internship, it can be anything related to that. So how many of you are using social media just for the likes? Ask yourself this question and probably your answer would be yes, right? So how can we leverage social media for getting conversions? That is what today's topic is all about. So social media, just like the yesterday's topic of landing pages, I have highlighted 6 key parameters that makes social media work for us. How can we create a buzz around the world using these 6 pointers? We are going to discuss that. So these 6 pointers are media, which can be the images, the videos, the graphics that you design, right? The animations, the vector graphics. So all of that come under the media. Then the very important part, storytelling. We'll discuss this in detail. Then you must have heard of Facebook ads, right? So if we are not running advertisements and we are just posting content, that is called organic strategy. They are apart from not running ads. There are different trips, and there are different techniques that we can use for organic growth. But ads is something that gives us a quick result, right? So if we want immediate results, ads is a go-to option. Then if we are running ads, we have to track the performance. How can we do that? We'll discuss that as well. And the last but not the least, copywriting. Copywriting is an art. How does it make a difference? We'll get this. So let's begin with the first topic and one of the most important and interesting topics, that is media. So visual content is the king. You guys must have heard that content is the king, right? But visual content is the king. What do I mean by that? That means whatever media that you use has the major and the most wide impact on your viewers, right? So it's not just about what you say, but how you present it. Let's suppose I have a very beautiful code, I have a very meaningful code, but I have not put it in the right way, I have not designed it properly, or let's say I have put it in a very cluttery graphic. So that will never work. People will not be interested in reading that. Why? Because it has to be visually appealing. That is how the human psychology works, right? So there's a fun fact that images or videos in which you see real people, like there's a lot of trend wherein people use animated images, stock images, but when you see real people, like people who belong to that organization, people who are sending a message through, they get at least 2 to 3 times more engagement on social media. That's a proven fact. So that means the world today is more about peeping into others' lives than about getting the right message or getting the right information. We want to peek into other people's life, or we want to see the face behind the brand. That is why brands like uh, Tesla, brands like SpaceX, they all belong to the same person. So Elon Musk, he has more weightage than these brands. So people know him more than these brands. The reason is you have a face to trust, right? So the same goes for the landing pages as well. If you have a face that can back your claim, just like a social proof that we discussed yesterday, so that is perfect for you, right? I have just added a few screenshots from Dribble and Behance. These are the two websites where designers they put up their portfolios. So this is the way you can streamline your Instagram feeds, because Instagram is doing very good for the ads today. So these are some of those examples. If you look at the right image, the image containing 6 graphics, they have a very nicely placed chessboard pattern in which they have used real images as well, and they have very cleanly, with negative space, they have put in some dummy content as well. So this is the kind of graphics that you need to create, right? Then these are some of the stories that can work for you. They are very clear. They have a clear message. What do you want to tell your audience, how you want to tell your audience, and they all follow the same brand color theory. that you would be opting in for your brand. So the second part is storytelling. So in storytelling, there are three key pillars: characters, conflict, and the resolution that you have to provide. So storytelling is one of the major factors that either makes a brand or breaks a brand, and it takes you from ordinary to extraordinary, right? So every brand that is growing, every individual personal brand, or let's say brands like Mama Earth, they are growing because of storytelling. How many of you have heard of the brand Mama Earth? Give me a yes in the chat. Give me a yes in the chat, guys. How many of you have heard of Mama Earth? Till then, I'll discuss the key pillars. The first key pillar, that is the character, it allows you to introduce relatable characters, right? So, if I talk about the brand Mama Earth, thank you, Sajal. They had widely done campaigns on influencer marketing, or let's say they asked people, their real customers, to make videos on when they are using their product, like what is their feedback, and then they posted those videos, images, and those happy moments online on their social media page, and they leveraged that to get more sales, right? So it's basically they are using social proof in a very engaging way. That is what we call USG, user generated content, UGC, sorry. So pardon me, UGC is user generated content. That is very important in storytelling, right? So you have a character, and then you have a conflict. That is, you present a pain point or a problem that needs solving. For example, after COVID, many of the people, they faced the issue of hair loss. So what Mamaearth did was they had a product with onion oil. They promoted that. The issue that they highlighted was the hair loss and how it impacted people's life. It can be a corporate person who's going to an office. It can be a housewife. It can be anyone, right? So they highlighted different scenarios wherein different people face the same issue, and then they provided the resolution, which is the third key pillar. That is their product. Their product was onion hair oil, right? So they use this strategy, the storytelling, to leverage business. And we all know today that Mamaearth is a very widely recognized brand and it's doing very good in local Indian market, right? So why do we need this storytelling? Basically, it adds a human element to your content. You narrate a story and people tend to listen to it more. Why? Because since childhood, we have been accustomed to this particular storytelling thing. Even as kids, we want our parents to tell us stories. We enjoy those stories. Similarly, if the brands they're using these stories to get to our emotions, to sell us certain products, that is the best thing that you can do as a brand marketer, right? Whether you are doing a sales funnel for your landing page or you're promoting any of the product or service, storytelling is the best, and till date, it's the most efficient way of promoting a service or a product. So the reason behind that is they create an emotional connection with the audience and they help you to humanize your brand, right? So this is something that increases loyalty, increasing engagement, and that is why generally the brands they use real people and even the celebrities to endorse their product. They relate and revolve a story around their life, right? So I'll take a few examples. I'm sure you must have heard of all the three brands that I have mentioned here. The first one is Airbnb. What they did was they started, instead of telling their own story, they started promoting stories of their customers. They asked them to create videos, to click pictures, and they promoted that raw content on their social media page, right? So they began doing this in around 2010-12, right? So this was a very successful campaign. Until date, they have been following this. They share your stories, your moments, and they derive conversions out of those. That is the best way of doing storytelling. The other example that we have is of Dove. It's a very famous bathing soap, right? So what they focused was, instead of using supermodels or airbrushed ads like the rest of the beauty industry, they started promoting real people. They started taking out influences out of their customers, or let's say people who are not so famous in their on the social media, right? So they launched campaigns like Real Beauty. and men care. So they focused on both the genders. Generally, a beauty brand, it focuses and glorifies only the female industry because they feel they are the decision makers. But Dove, they revolutionized by combining both the things. They started two separate campaigns. One is real beauty for females, and the other one for men, that is men care. Thirdly, and the most recent example I would say is of Apple. You must have heard this hashtag shot on iPhone. There are certain wedding photographers, certain news journalists. What they have done is they have started using iPhone instead of the camera. So they put a hashtag shot on iPhone. That is how iPhone is promoting its brand by sharing users' stories and asking them to put in content, doing the marketing bit for them, right? The third pillar and the fourth pillar of social media, it's organic and the paid marketing. So is it necessary to run ads? Like, what do you guys think? Ask yourself this question. You are a social media, you're a brand owner, you have started doing a social media. Is it necessary to run ads? But if I say, if you want quick results, or let's say you want good results in a very short span of time, organic and paid marketing strategies, they complement each other. So you cannot focus only on the paid part and you cannot focus only on the organic part. And by organic, I means when you start posting content, you engage with other people's content, you put up stories, you comment on other people's posts, you ask them to follow you, you DM them. That is all organic, where you're not spending any sort of money to Facebook. Whereas paid strategy means wherein you are paying extra amount to Facebook via a debit card or credit card or your Paytm wallet, right? And you want your page to reach people beyond your following. People who are not following you, you want to reach those people. Let's suppose I want to reach people aged between 18 to 27 in, let's say, my city, Amritsar. So I can run paid advertisements for that, but organically my post will be shown to the people who follow me and to the people who kind of get through that algorithm using those hashtags and the keywords that I use in my captions, right? So this is one of those examples. How can you identify, like, if I'm seeing an advertisement or an organic post? So it is very clear, every platform, be it Google, be it Instagram, be it Facebook, be it Snapchat, they have a short label called sponsored. So under every username, if you see the word sponsored, that means it is a paid advertisement, right? So that means the brand has paid Instagram or let's say Meta to show this ad to you, and they have targeted you, right? So when to use each? Paid ads, they are more beneficial when you want to launch your targeted campaigns, you want to launch a new product, and if you want very, very quick results, right? So organic content, it works when you are working on brand building. Like, it's a regular process. Just like you cannot build Rome in a day, you cannot build brand in a day. Even if you run ads for, let's say, crores of rupees, you need viral content, you need good content, and for that, organic marketing or organic content strategies is very important for community engagement. But whenever you are running ads, do not forget that you need to measure them. I will not go into the details of the KPIs. I'll just name a few. Let's say CPC, cost per click. What is the cost per click that you are getting? Customer acquisition cost. These are certain things that come under the paid advertisement part. It's a very detailed topic, each of the topics that I'm discussing today, but we'll just cover the basics. So I'll tell you a difference when you browse your same Instagram account from an Apple device and from an Android device. You see a certain difference between the ads. Your wall algorithm, your wall feed will be the same, but the ads being shown to you might differ, right? And even the tracking of those ads is different. Last 2 3 years ago, Apple, they made a resolution that they are not going to allow Facebook to track everything that they are doing on people are doing on the Meta apps. So that created a struggle, right? But I'll give you a scenario. I want your answer on this. Let's suppose I visited Mama's website, or let's say I visited Amazon. I viewed a product. After some point of time, the same product is being shown to me on my social media feed. Does that happen with you? If yes, how do you think they are able to do that? Can they view your browsing history, or do they listen to your conversations? The smart devices like Alexa, Google Home, Siri, right? So are they listening to you, or like, have you ever come across this situation? Give me a yes in the chat if you have ever came across such a situation. And if you can name the brand, that would be great. Waiting for your comments, guys. Okay, so you have come across. Can you name any brand? Any brand that you have seen running these kind of ads? I can name a few. Let's say Upkarma. I can Snitch. Then you have Nika. So all these brands they are doing this. So the answer is they cannot see our browsing history, but they can track us. So how they can track us? They can track us using the Facebook Pixel. This is a similar tool as you must have heard of Google Analytics. It's a similar tool, but it's very powerful and it allows you to measure the effectiveness of your social media ads, particularly meta ads. If I talk about Instagram and Facebook platform. So what they do is they allow you to tag a person when they come to your website and retarget them with those ads. Like I'm visiting a website, I'm opening a product, they have tagged me. They don't know who I am, they don't know my name, they don't have my email ID, they don't have my contact number, but they have a way to access my device and send that ad to my device, not getting any of the personal details that I have shared with Facebook. All they have is they can show me the ad because I visited their website and the pixel was tracking that website. So that means whenever you are running advertisements, you have to ensure that you have correctly configured Facebook pixel on that landing page. So what does it do? It does four primary things which are very important. It collects data, it helps you to optimize ads, it helps you to build targeted audiences, and it allows you to remarket. What I just said, that brands they keep on showing you ads again and again of the products that you have visited. That is all because they have been able to remarket, and that is done through Facebook Pixel. So the next pillar is copywriting. So the great copy, it grabs attention, engages your audience, and drives action, right? So similar to the storytelling part, copywriting is very important. It can make or break your social media campaign. And by copy, I mean everything. The headline on your graphic, the content or the caption of your advertisements, everything, right? So I'll give you a quick question. Which link will you click? How I became a successful entrepreneur, or how did I earn 50 lakhs in 6 months? They all belong to the same video, but it's option A or B. Sajal, if you can just tell me you would open link A or link B. Anyone else of you as well? Azu, which link would you click? A or B? A. Okay. Sajal, you belong to the 30% of the category. See, as per the trends, as per the analysis that we have done or companies have done, only 20 to 30% of people will click on the link A, how I became a successful entrepreneur, right? That means you have a growth mindset. You are not interested in very quick results or you're not interested in numbers. But majorly, people will click on link B, how did I earn 50 lakhs in 6 months? Why so? Because people are more interested in earning 50 lakhs in 6 months. And maybe for them, 50 lakhs is a very successful amount. And for you, for a successful entrepreneur, it may or may not be, right? So that is clever copywriting. There's a difference between copywriting and clickbait. I'm sure you must have heard of clickbaits where people trick you to click on a link, but copywriting is different. It's like writing an effective headline that makes a customer visit your web page, a video, a landing page, or at least it forces them to at least open your ad and see for once what are you offering. So it has to be very specific, right? So now the major topic for today is, let's optimize your LinkedIn profiles. I'm gonna be using certain AI tools as well, and I'm gonna give you a demo as well of these AI tools, what they can do and how they can help you, right? So this is a screenshot of my LinkedIn profile. I'm sure you all must be having your LinkedIn profiles. So how often do you use your LinkedIn and why? Just ask yourself this question, and you'll know you're using it very less. If you are interested in building a business, if you're interested in getting an internship, if you're interested in getting a new business opportunity, a new client, a new lead, a new job offer, a new internship, you have to be active on LinkedIn and you have to optimize your profile. Just consuming content on LinkedIn will not help you. You have to be a content creator, which will shift you to the top 5% category, because 90 to 95% people on LinkedIn, they are not creating content. They are just consuming the content. So by just creating a single post per week or let's say per month, you come in the top 5% category, right? So let's hack your LinkedIn. And by that, I don't mean that I'll be hacking your LinkedIn in literally. I will help you to elevate your profile in very easy 4 steps. The first step is you have to find and list your objective. Like, why are you active on LinkedIn? And what is your TG? TG is your target audience. Second step is how you can optimize your LinkedIn profile. The third point is how can you keep your connection game on point? You have to stay connected with more and more people who can help you in realizing your objective. The objective can be either it can be building a business, it can be getting a job, right? Fourth and the most important part is let the content do the magic. Fourth part, it's still being done by some of you. Some people are creating posts, they are putting up good, very good content, but until and unless your first 3 steps are done, the fourth part, the fourth point, it cannot make a major difference, right? So the first step, what can be your objective? For this, we have 3 points. The first thing is it can either be a lead generation thing or it can be personal branding, like you want to brand yourself. The third one is you need a job. Maybe you want a new job, you're a student, or maybe let's say you want a higher paying job, you want to switch your career into a new field. So these three can be the major objectives that I could list down for this particular webinar, right? So, what can be your target audience is you have to ask yourself 3 questions to define your TG, that is your target audience. Who do you help? What do you help them achieve? And how do you do that? So, these are the 3 pointers that you need to ask yourself. And I'll in the next slide, I have a very amazing thing for you. These 3 pointers or the answers to these 3 pointers will help you generate a tagline for your LinkedIn profile. Let's say I I help e-commerce brands, right? What do I help them achieve? I help them achieve get more sales or let's say return on ad spend, like they are running advertisements, and I help them improve their sales. How do I do that? By campaign optimization and using advertisements. So this is my tagline. I help e-commerce brands get better ROAS, which is returns on ad spend using meta ads and CRO, right? So it's like conversion rate optimization, CRO. That means I help them convert more by spending less, right? So they're getting more customers technically. This is my tagline. So what did I do? I asked myself these 3 questions. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this. Ask yourself these 3 questions. Who do you help? What do you help them achieve? And how do you do that? And you will get your LinkedIn tagline, which maybe you can use on your landing page. You can use it wherever you want, right? So then, as a student, who can be your target audience? That depends upon 3 questions. What do you do? What are your dream companies? And the most important one, who could get you an interview? Especially when there is a drop in the employment opportunities and even very less companies are coming to universities and colleges. If you have the talent, you can still reach out to the people you know, or let's say you can connect them to in any with any common factor, and you can ask them to get you an interview. I'll tell you what can be your target audience. It can be the hiring managers, it can be the people in similar role, people in senior roles, and all of these in only your dream companies. So you have to be specific. Let's suppose I am a software developer and I am looking for a job in a company, let's say Amdocs or Nagaro or let's say TCS, right, or ThoughtWorks, any of these companies, what will I do is I will look for their hiring managers. I'll look for software development engineers. I look for senior software development engineers and team leads in these companies. Then probably if I can find a similar connection, let's say I'm a pass out of Guru Nanak Dev University and I find a person who's working at a managerial role in my dream company and he's also from the same university. So I can break the ice and I can start a communication with him by messaging him and then later on telling him that I am looking for a job and we both belong to the same background. So there's a common factor that you can talk about, right? But what you have to do is you have to be very proactive in finding these people and in connecting with these people. Whenever you are sending a connection request, always remember to add a very short message. People who do not send any message along with the connection request are generally ignored. I do that. Many of the company founders do that. I am sure people who are busy, who are at higher position, they will do the same. So always put in a message. Explain why do you want to connect to them. How can you add any value or what is your purpose behind adding them in your connection list. Then the second step is how you can optimize your LinkedIn. You have to focus on three key pointers. You have to make your profile searchable, clickable, and approachable. So how you can make it searchable? You have to focus on relevant keywords, right? Let's suppose I search for software developer in Gurugram, right? Gurugram, or let's say Noida, or let's say Bangalore, Pune, any of the cities that I want to work at. So the top 10 people that I see, why are they at that position is because they have a preferred skill set added in their page. That is how they are optimizing it. You have to put in the name, you have to put in your title. It should be very accurate, the title. Then you have to put in your location. Your location would be should be something where you want to work. Let's suppose I want to work at Pune. So it's not that you will put in your location as Delhi, Chandigarh, or Amritsar. You have to update your location to Pune so that people are able to find you, or you are willing to relocate there to that location if you want to be found this way, right? So if you are in Delhi and people are looking for a SDE in Pune, they will never be able to find you, right? You have to highlight your experience. You have to write a description and your bio. You have to focus on endorsements. And the other thing and very important factor that matters is shared connections. So let's suppose on the top we can see Umang Sharon. So if I don't have any shared connection with her or him, that person would not be on the first position. So LinkedIn, it always prefers people with shared connections and they try to show you those people first, right? So then you have to focus on what is more important. You have to focus on the title. In the title, you have to mention what you are doing. Then you have to mention your experience, the location I have already explained, and the same I have explained for the shared connections, right? So let's suppose you are a student. You can write your title as looking to solve challenging problems. So people, when they see this, let's suppose an HR is hiring for an intern, or let's say a software development intern. When she reads this statement that you're looking to solve challenging problems, that will differentiate you from a normal person's LinkedIn profile. So she might be interested in contacting you and present you the placement opportunity, right? So if I tell you the fun fact, 51% visitors, they only look at the first half of your page. If you remember the screenshot that I had shared, even that had only the first half. That includes your cover picture, your profile picture, your name, your title, or let's say the tagline. These are the four key factors that are very important, right? So you need to focus on these. So how does being searchable solve major challenges, right? How can you be more searchable and approachable, right? You have to use a professional headshot. By professional headshot, I mean you have to use a very clear picture that shows your face clearly. That's not very far. That's not shot from very close up, and it's not shot at a wedding. It has to be professional, and it is supposed to have a little bit of smile so that people think that you are easily approachable, right? Then you have to design your cover picture. You can free tools like Canva. It can be used to create a cover picture. Then you can generate a bio. Again, you can use AI tools. You can mention the keywords. You can simply use ChatGPT, Gemini, any of those similar tools. Add your email ID to allow people to reach out to you. Add your skills. Ask for recommendations. You can ask for recommendations from your teachers, from your peers, from your previous mentors, right? And you can utilize the featured section as well. This is a section wherein you can pin three links. It can be your blogs, it can be your resume put up on your drive, it can be a video resume as well, right? Certain people, certain HRs, they hire people on the basis of their fluency in content. So if they find your video resume in your profile, they won't be like hesitant in contacting you. They'll feel that yes, you already have the first set of skills that they were looking for, and probably they shortlist you for the next round. And you have to put up a tag for looking for a new job. I'm focusing here on the student part. If you are looking for a new job, you have to focus on the tag that yes, you are looking for a new job. You have to enable that tag. Then who should we connect with? We have to follow a pattern. LinkedIn, it does not work like Instagram, it does not work like Facebook, it does not work like any other social media. Let's suppose my target audience is hiring managers. So if I'm connecting with people from every background, it confuses LinkedIn like who is my target audience. Let's suppose I am looking for a job. I am connecting with hiring managers, I am connecting with software developers, I am connecting with senior software developers. But at the same time, if I'm connecting with painters, if I'm connecting with artists, if I'm connecting with a whole lot of different people, let's say real estate people, contractors, stock investors, stock traders, so that confuses the LinkedIn algorithm that who is my target audience. So it may be a hindrance, it may be a constraint, but with LinkedIn, if you want to grow on LinkedIn, initially for at least the first 1,000 connections, you have to stick with the people, the kind of people that is strictly your target audience. After 1,000, you can be a little bit moderate in this, but till the first 1,000 connections, you have to ensure that you are very strict with your target audience. Then there are a few tools that can help you rank, right? So I use this tool, Resume Worded. Let me know if you can see what I'm doing on my screen. So this is a free tool. What it does is it allows you to download a profile and then analyze that, right? So let me just log in into this with my email ID. Then I'll show you. Sajal, do you have a, LinkedIn ID? Let's see. Let's search for Sajal if she has a LinkedIn ID. Great. Let me just try to quickly find you, and if I'm able to find you, we'll be analyzing your profile. So you can see this option on this website. It's called resumeverde.com, and it says that you can review a LinkedIn profile. So whatever I'm gonna do now, it's completely legal and it's very different from what we generally do, right? So we might not have thought of using LinkedIn for this kind of purpose. So let me search for Sajal Chaudhary. I hope we are able to find her in the first go. Otherwise, whatever profile pops up on the first number, I'll download that. I'm not sure I'm able to find her. Let's go with the first. Let's go with the third one, right? She's a product manager at Motilal Oswal IIT, and she's from IIT Bombay. So I have opened her profile, right? So there is this option of downloading this profile as a PDF. My internet is having some issue. Pardon me. So I'll click on more. Can you see this option, save to PDF? I'll just save this to PDF. Right. So this is completely legal. What has happened is a profile has been for Sajal Chaudhary, who's working at Motilal Oswal as a product engineer. So what now I will do is I will upload this profile into this tool. So what this tool will do is this tool will analyze this profile and tell me what is going good for this profile and what can be improved. Why have I done so is, let me help you with another search. So I want to search for a software developer. Give me a minute. Let's see, it's loading. Right. So it has given her a score of 20. The headline can be improved, the summary can be improved, the keywords they need to be added. So this is the final breakdown. Headline 3 out of 10, summary it's missing, so it's 0 out of 10, experience 1 out of 10, education 10 out of 10, others 6 out of 10, right? So it is even recommending you how you can fix that, right? So what you need to do is, let's suppose I have searched for a software developer. So I want to rank in the top 10 category of software developers for any particular location. Let's say Gurgaon, right? So what do I need to do is I will analyze the profiles of first 10 people that show up for this particular category. I will click on their profile. I will download their profiles, analyze them using the free tool, and then decide what changes do I need to make in my LinkedIn profile. It's more like doing a LinkedIn SEO. I hope you have heard of the term SEO. It's how you come on the top in Google search results. So that is called search engine optimization. This is more or less LinkedIn SEO. You are trying to come on the top of LinkedIn whenever someone searches for the keyword that you have mentioned in your profile, right? So this is one of those tools. Similar tool is Career Flow. It helps you with the similar scenario. Then there are certain things we want to comment down on people's posts, but we are not able to decide what to comment, right? And even sometimes we want to create a post, but we are short of ideas. We know a gist of something, but we want to formally create a post out of it. For that, we can use number 3, which is Bard, ChatGPT, Simplified. LinkedIn is X-Ray. It's a tool which allows you to make searches. The LinkedIn search, it's limited, if you guys know that. So LinkedIn X-Ray, it's a free tool that allows you to search without opening that particular person's profile, right? Writey and Engage. These are two tools which allow you to comment on any post using the help of AI. So what they do is they go through that post, they read the post, and then they decide what is supposed to be commented, right? So let me see if that is working. I have added the Writey extension, but I'm not sure if it's currently working or not. Generally, what will happen is adjacent to this image icon, you will see a Writey icon. You just need to click on it and it will generate a comment for you. Let me see if that's working. Okay, by the time, let's see if that works. Right. So Engage and Writey, they both belong to the same category of tools. They allow you to make a comment even without reading the post. But what I recommend is always read a post, understand what the user or the author is trying to say, and then take help of these tools to formulate a comment. Once you do that for 10, 20, 30 times, you will be able to think of what you need to comment. So you won't be requiring these tools, right? So that is all you need to do. All you can do is get set, create. You have to create the content. Once you are done with these optimizations, and your LinkedIn will be a your sales, let's say a sales machine. It can be a go-to service or go-to social media from where you can get jobs, you can get internships, right? Great. So now it's time for the task. Before I open the floor for questions, I'm giving you a task. It's time to put into practice whatever you have learned in these 2 days. I hope I have been able to add some value. And what I need you to do is you have to create your own sales funnel. So I have mentioned the task step by step. I'll share it with the Girl Script team as well, and whatever formal channel they have, they will get it shared with you, probably via emails. So your task is you have to select a niche. It can be fitness, it can be a dietitian, it can be a trainer, a coach, a Python teacher, it can be anything, right? Then you have to analyze 5 websites or 5 landing pages for that particular niche. That means people who are working in that particular niche. Write down the best and the weak points of each. This is the theoretical part. After you're done with this exercise, you have to design a landing page of your own, assuming that you are that dietitian, you are that fitness coach, you are that Zumba trainer, read anything. So, if you guys don't know about certain technologies, let's suppose you are not exposed to WordPress, you're not very good with HTML, CSS, or let's say you can do it in Figma. But if you don't know any of these tools, you can simply log in into Canva and create a design over there. If you don't know about Canva, you can do the same with your PPT as well. Let's suppose you are planning to create 5 sections in your website. You can create 5 slides in your PPT, right? So it's not always important to do it using the technology. Tools should never be a hindrance. All I want you to do is just give it a try, right? You can do it. It's very easy. I'll share both the pitch deck links with the team. They'll put it up in the YouTube descriptions. And there is a bonus task as well. If you write a post about this webinar, or let's say yesterday's webinar, and you share on your LinkedIn profile, copy the link, share it with the Girl Script team, or share it with me. Once you are done with it, you will be earning a free LinkedIn audit for your profile, wherein I or my team will be telling you certain key pointers on the basis of your objective, how you can optimize your LinkedIn profile, right? So if you write this LinkedIn post, you have to mention the Girl Script outreach program, and you can mention me as well. That is optional, but you have to mention the Girl Script outreach program, right? Once you're done with that, you will be earning a free LinkedIn audit, right? So that's all from my side. The floor is open for questions. If you have any sort of queries, you can ask in the comments. You can email me. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, or yesterday, just like Manas said, if we have a WhatsApp group being created for this particular workshop, you can ask your queries over there as well, right? So I'm waiting for next 5 minutes. If you have any doubts, you can ask here.
So, thank you for joining us today, and a special thanks to Mr. Sukhsagar Singh for sharing his invaluable insights. We hope you found today's session enlightening and useful. Before we wrap up, a quick reminder to receive your certificate of for the completion for this webinar series. Make sure to complete the project assigned at the end of the each session, and these projects are designed to help you apply what you have learned and solidify your understanding of concept covered. And remember, this is just the beginning. We have more exciting session coming up, so stay tuned up. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated for future events. Thank you once again for being a part of Girl Script Education Outreach 24 program. See you at the next time.